Hey everyone, welcome back to another YouTube video. Let's get right into it. I want to update you guys on how this week's going so far. I'll show you guys my trading journal. I'm gonna start with what I normally start off with, which is a quote. This is gonna be by Mark Douglas, the Disciplined Trader. And first quote is gonna be, I'll do two quotes. So, considering the unlimited potential for profit, entering the market will be much easier for most traders than will be getting out. This is because exiting the trade will require that you confront your beliefs about greed, loss, and failure in relationship to the constant temptation of the possibility for unlimited profits. So I'm guilty of this myself. Um, Before I set these standards for myself, I used to have trades run, and then if I'm up a good amount of money, I would just allow it to still sit and run. And then unfortunately, I'll do that to a point where it hits my imaginary take profit. Since I move my take profit into even more, of a longer term trade, um, going against my trading plan because I'm holding longer than I expect to, even after it hits my TP1, and then, you know, it backfires because a lot of times it'll hit my stop loss. So in order to avoid that, just I just stick to t TP1. That's what I've been sticking to until I'm able to refine my edge going forward. Um, I'll implement, taking stuff off and then letting the rest ride. But for now, I want to at least build a habit of, consistent TP1, TP1, TP1. So that's a change that I've currently implemented into my system. And nowadays, I'm okay with it hitting my stop loss. I'm also okay with it hitting my TP1 and exiting the trade. I'm not, fighting with the markets. I want everything to be seamless and less thinking, more just, setting and forgetting. Um, Another quote, and let me know what you guys think about that first quote. Second quote is going to be the same book by Mark Douglas, The Disciplined Trader, and it's hours to confront your personal issues about. Okay, it's pretty similar. Um, let's do this one. Among many other factors, to become a consistently successful trader, your objective has to be to learn how to let the market tell you what it may do next and how much is enough. So, I mean, best way to implement that into your system is by, I just, in other words, this quote probably means in order to level up your trading, uh, you must, I think, journal your trades so that you know what normally works out in the end when you're in the market. And by looking at the results based on the trades you take, using the same exact strategy so that you can find your edge and consistently just do that over and over and over and over again. Um, Once you begin to do that, I'm sure that going forward, you'll start to pick up on the patterns that happen in the markets, since there are patterns and not everything happens exactly to the T, the same in the markets, but there are patterns that happen in the markets which could lead you to being a profitable trader. Um, you Yeah, I mean that's pretty much all I have to say. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about that. Um, if you guys stick around, you'll see what I have to as a, surprise for you guys in the end. If you guys are interested. So what I'll do next is I'll start sharing my screen. I'll start showing my journal for this week, and then we'll do what we could probably expect for the rest of the week. I also have done a 1 second. I've also changed something up, so I want to show you guys what I changed. Hopefully my journal is still active, and I might have to resync my account. All right, while my journal loads, I think it's actually good now. It says starting. All right, while that loads, I'll share my screen for what is it? Oh, trading view. Trading view and then factory so we know what to expect for the rest of the week. So we've got what day is today? Today's Tuesday. So Tuesday we've got GBP that happened around 2 a.m. We've got 8:30 a.m. USD 11 a.m. GBP that's in about an hour from now and AUD around 9:30. So let's look at let's look at GBP AUD. Well, this is what I was gonna tell you guys. I did do some filtering out on certain pairs. Can take a look at let's take a look at GBP AUD. I'm not sure if I'm gonna want to add it, but okay. So I broke even on this trade. I was looking for a a 1 to 10, but it didn't look like that was gonna happen. I was in this trade from let me see, excuse me, for about 8 days. I was in this trade. I got out around there because I was like, there's no way that this is gonna like when it came back, I was like, there's no way that this is gonna, shoot up from where it's at now at this point. It's like all the buyers that were in the market around here, they just came out. You can even see it since we're under the EMA, 4 hour EMA. We're also under the daily EMA, so we can obviously see that AUD, the sellers are in the markets for the GBP AUD pair. If we take a look at GBP CHF, you can obviously see that the bulls are in the markets. So since the bulls are in the markets, I've taken, 50% of this move into account of a pullback, and we should get a pullback. If we don't, who cares? Um, if we do get a pullback though, it's typically not even gonna come back here. It's probably just gonna come right here. So let me delete this. And since this is a 4 hour pullback, I would imagine we come here. Yeah, so see what happens. GBP not interested, but since we are, we're appearing bearish. 4 hour appears to be bearish. I mean, this was kind of like this would have been a good risk to reward if I was paying attention. Like, if I was paying attention, I could have, let me see. Not necessarily. I'm not gonna blame myself for not hopping into this because I did look at this when it was right there. So I'm just gonna I took the L already, honestly. So, but I'm not really looking at GBP AUD. Let's look at NZD JPY. So we've got the daily time frame looks like this. If we pull this here, here, 4 hour, mm, throw this right here, throw this right here. What does a weekly look like? Bullish. Okay. Could be like a temporary bullish. Daily is bullish, 4 hours bullish, so we could get a pullback and then check the JPY. So 4 hour, okay, yeah. So what I'm expecting is I'm expecting 4 hour to push up a little bit more, and then we get a lower low on, which means that JPY dollar could be it could be falling. Could be falling. So that means if we go to the JPY pairs, we should definitely see something like this as well. Oh, I'm gonna redo that. Something like that as well. If the dollar looks like this, then we should get something like this. Since the dollar is weakening for the Japanese yen. GBP, JPY, pretty much a similar, pretty similar. Could get the same type of move from here to here to here. There's also a decent imbalance right here on the 4 hour time frame. So I would expect to see something maybe like a 15-minute market structure shift within here, and then that's where you'd enter. We could even go as low as, taking out this low, but maintaining the 4 hour structure. However, on the 15-minute time frame, we could see a market structure shift. If that does happen, then I'm taking it and then I'm targeting the high. So that's something to think about. That's something to look at. I'll keep a alert set for that imbalance. If we look at the 4 hour, the daily on NAS, we could clearly see that we're daily bullish. 4 hour is also bullish. And if we take a look at the range, I would say the range is anywhere between this to this. What day is today? I love looking at the days because when we look at the days, the big moves typically happen around Wednesdays and Thursdays or Fridays, honestly. Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays for NASDAQ or US 30. So I would imagine that since we're on the 4 hour time frame, we're most likely gonna, you know, sell into this imbalance here at least. And then we should see some type of, 15-minute market structure shift that happens within this area. And we would want to probably push high. Hope that makes sense. And if that happens, I'll be interested. Let's see. AUD, NZD. So for AUD, NZD, I'm gonna remove this and we can clearly see that we're most likely just gonna keep on going bullish since that's happening. Take this tool right here. Excuse me. And could clearly see that uh 4 hour time frame. I would say if we can drop down to the low time frame, spot out some imbalance. Hmm, 15-minute. Yeah, I don't see myself trading this anytime soon. I'm gonna unhighlight this, drag it to the bottom, and move on to the next. USD JPY. Again, if the JPY dollar is strong, US dollar is okay. Here's what's happening. US dollar is currently strong. JPY dollar is currently weak. So this means, and you can also see that in the EMA. So if we're looking at the EMA and we close above the EMA on the daily time frame, clearly we all know all the news that's been going around, with Trump, tariffs and whatnot. US dollar is definitely, getting stronger. And then, so based on the fundamentals, along with the technical analysis, we can see if we pull our fib from, we're going to pull it from here to here. We want to look at pullbacks. Now, what about the 4 hour? 4 hour did this. What does this look like? Perfect. This gives us an even more, of a deeper pullback. So instead of here as our pullback is here. And then, yeah, we just want to wait till price gets to that point. Then we drop down to lower time frames, see if we can get an entry on lower time frames. And what I'm gonna drop, well, you guys are gonna see it anyways. It's gonna be in the description. So link in the description. I created a new Discord. I'm actively learning about Discord, so just bear with me. I'm gonna have get the ball rolling, get things set up. If you guys want to join, link's gonna be in the description. And if I'm taking a trade, I will send it out in my Discord. It's gonna be a free Discord. Everybody's welcome, and I just want to provide value. Build a community, start building a community because I think communities are important, and it'll be interesting. Um, when we get, enough people in the Discord, then I'm gonna start doing, weekly Zoom calls. Maybe like Sunday Zoom calls, and so that we know what to kind of expect on a weekly basis, and we can start preparing our weeks together. So with that being said, if we look at the, GBP USD, if this is a 15-minute market structure shift, I'm going to sell. So it doesn't look like it happened yet, but what's crazy is, um, honestly, what's crazy is if price closes below this right here, I'm probably going to sell. I'm not gonna lie, I might sell if price closes below that. Um, yeah, because the risk to reward, it's fair, you know? Um, but then again, what does a daily look like? All right, so the daily is bearish. So daily is bearish. What about the weekly? Okay. I mean, it looks like a doji right now. Look at that. I think US dollar is beating the British pound right now, so I'll probably go for a sell. And if I do go for a sell, obviously my stop loss would be here, right? And then if it closes, I'm right around here. And I could do a sell limit for when price bounces, and then my target would be here. So this could be possible, but I don't see, any imbalance over here. All right, let's see what price. I mean, is it a respected area? Really, it's not that respected, honestly. Eh, last time price was around this area, other than 2024 was 2021. So it really doesn't have the confluences that I would want it to. So I'm probably not going to enter, even if price closes below. because we're also above the 4-hour EMA, so there's too many red flags. I don't know. I'm just gonna hope that we can get a JPY buy or sell on one of those JPY pairs instead, because it's more clear. The concepts are more clear. It matches the my rules for entering. If we're looking at gold, gold is interesting. Gold has been interesting lately. Let's look at the weekly. So the weekly is seems bullish, might be short-term bearish. The daily time frame indicates that US dollar is most likely, most likely been strong. Now, 30-minute, boom. 30-minute, boom. 30-minute might go up again, boom, and then take this out. So, obviously there's a lot of 4-hour imbalance as well. So we could get something like price goes 30-minute, boom, comes up into here somewhere, boom, right? And we just have to wait. Like, if you look left, you can see boom, right? Boom, boom, boom. That could be boom, and then, create a newer high, 30-minute high. Let's see. Let's look to the left and see if there's any imbalance on the, okay, 3-minute. Okay, so there is some type of imbalance right here, and I'll set an alert for that. Can I set an alert? Oh, I can. I would imagine if price comes here, it'll be outside of Asian session so that it wipes out the Asian low. So it wipes out the Asian low, market structure shifts, and then targets the 50-minute of the 4-hour. Maybe we could get something like that. We'll just have to wait and see. Because it's Tuesday. Like, we have time to push up into the middle of the 4-hour bearish, shift to the downside since there's so much imbalance. That's what I'm predicting, but we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. That was that was gold. Now let's check what this looks like. This is USD CAD. Look at the weekly first. Uh, weekly is currently in an imbalance on the weekly time frame. What does the daily look like? This is USD CAD. Okay, so that means US dollar is currently strong. The US dollar is currently strong. We can also take a look at the technical analysis. We can see that this high right here, this was a low, and then now we are, hmm, this is interesting because the 4-hour, 15-minute, hmm, I would say from here we can probably get price to close above this right here. If we do, then we're most likely gonna just keep on going up. That's what I would imagine. 15-minute, but see if this makes sense. 1 to 4. I mean, it makes sense to me. I don't see why not. USD is bullish. Look at the US dollar again. I'm really just waiting for the US dollar to create a, structure shift somewhere around here. Once that happens, we can start looking, but until then, I would just wait this out and just keep your eyes on the US dollar, on the DXY. This is like the decision maker. This is pretty much like the decision maker for these. If this doesn't happen, I'm not gonna enter. I'm gonna pretty much trap it. I'm gonna set my alerts for both up and bottom, up top and bottom. Now for Euro USD, let's see, 4 hour, 4 hour is bearish because US dollar is bullish and Euro is front, the front man. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly candles are currently bearish. 4 hours are daily. My bad. Daily candles are bearish. Take this. Daily. All right, we could see that this is an important key level. And if we look left, daily time frame, look left, 2022, not good. Weekly, hmm, how much should we give the weekly? One, two, one, two. If we count this, but this is too wide, so one, two touches. One, I mean two. If we want, we can count this, I guess. One, two, three. Um, and we got that key level right there. So we can probably anticipate, the market to push up on Euro USD somewhere in this range, and then we can seek the sell off to create a newer low. So that's the forecast that I have for today. Or not today, but what I marked off for today. I can show you guys my trading journal. It still doesn't look good, but we're getting better. So I say that we're getting better because two trades on Sunday, I think I might have been, oh yeah, this was gold. Honestly, I don't know how this happened. I'm gonna be honest. Like I'm always honest. I don't know how this happened. A 1 to 7. I don't recall doing a 1 to 7 risk to reward on a trade. If I did, it was by accident because 1 to 7 is just not what I do. I normally do 5%. Um, and I said, risk 7%. But yeah, it's just not me. I don't see how that happened. I don't see how this laptop is dying. Oh, it's not plugged in. But yeah, that's how things are going so far. The journey is coming along. Trust. Trust. The journey is coming along. I'm losing less. And that's where it starts. You lose less. Once you start losing less, that's the equity curve. If have you guys ever seen an equity curve? Have you seen equity curve? You have to see it to understand. See it to understand. See it to understand. Um, let's see if I can find something that makes sense. I don't want to show you guys something that just, you know, perfect, perfect, perfect example. Hope you guys can see this. So this shows you an equity curve. You can see January, February, March, April, May. Not until between May and June you see an uptick. So an uptick in profits, right? Lose, 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 lose. Profit, 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 profit. And then from there, it's uptrend. So, from, but This is what I expect. I don't care if it takes me 6 years. I don't care if it takes me 10 years. I'm looking for that positive equity curve. That's what I'm looking for. Doesn't matter. Oh, you're trading for 6 years, got nothing to show for it. Doesn't matter. Oh, you're still trading and you haven't withdrew, profits, not even $1,000. Doesn't matter. Keep going. That's the mentality that I have. I hope you guys have the same mentality. If not, not here to convince you. At the end of the day, trading is not for everyone, and at the end of the day, most people don't make it in trading. I get that 100%. And I'm told that most of the times. And personally, I don't care what the percentage is. I just know that, you know, everything that I'm doing from since I started is leading up to profits in the future, in the near future. So, again, like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna have a link in the description for my new Discord. Brand new Discord. If you're open to joining, welcome. I'm gonna start building my community now. So as I build my community, I'm welcoming you to be a part of it. And happy trading. Hope you guys enjoy your weekend as well. I'm probably not gonna do oh actually I probably will do a what do you call it? Weekly trading recap and stuff like that. I might not though, because I think this is like the second video that I posted this week. I normally just post one, but who knows? We'll see. I'll keep you guys in the loop. Um, look forward to our next call together. Thank you guys for joining. And thanks for the support. Again, join that community. But yeah, thanks for watching.